In an era where the mighty T-Rex ruled with unmatched ferocity, one dinosaur refused to flee or cower. Ankylosaurus was a living tank, its body shielded by thick armor and its tail wielding a club capable of shattering bone. But was this fortress of the Cretaceous truly invincible? Did even the king of dinosaurs think twice before launching an attack? Let's uncover the truth behind the dinosaur that gave T-Rex nightmares. In the early 20th century, paleontologists digging in North America's Hell Creek Formation stumbled upon fossils unlike anything they had seen before. Instead of the sleek predatory remains of theropods or the elaborate frills of ceratopsians, they uncovered a skeleton built for survival. Thick bones and interlocking plates hinted at a creature designed for defense rather than speed or strength. Further analysis revealed an entirely new type of dinosaur. Its body was reinforced with rows of bony armor plates known as osteoderms, forming a natural shield. Early descriptions suggested that even a T-Rex bite might struggle to penetrate its defenses. As more fossils emerged from Hell Creek and other sites across North America, the image of this creature became clearer. It was soon named Ankylosaurus, meaning fused lizard, a nod to its heavily integrated armor. Before the discovery of Ankylosaurus, scientists believed that survival in the Cretaceous hinged on speed or brute force. This dinosaur defied that logic. It thrived not by outpacing predators or overpowering rivals, but by being nearly indestructible. Fossil evidence suggests it roamed floodplains and forest edges, relying on its armor and sheer resilience to deter threats. But Ankylosaurus wasn't just a passive tank. It was also an active defender. The discovery of its massive tail club changed the way researchers viewed armored dinosaurs. This club wasn't just for show, it was a weapon capable of delivering bone-crushing blows. The idea of a slow-moving herbivore capable of fighting back against apex predators captured the public's imagination. Over time, new discoveries and refined excavation techniques confirmed that Ankylosaurus wasn't just a rare oddity. It was a highly successful design, a testament to the power of defense in an age of giants. Ankylosaurus was a marvel of natural engineering, built to survive in a world full of giant hunters. Its body was low to the ground and wide, with a heavy, rounded torso that seemed almost impenetrable. Fossils suggest that they could reach lengths of up to 8 meters, approximately 26 feet, and tip the scales at several tons. This size, while impressive, was not aimed at speed. Instead, every anatomical feature was designed for protection. The most striking aspect of Ankylosaurus was its extensive armor. Its back, sides, and even parts of its belly were covered with overlapping bony plates called osteoderms. These plates were fused to the underlying bones, forming a continuous shield that offered remarkable defense against predators. Unlike the sleek bodies of fast-running dinosaurs, Ankylosaurus had a rugged exterior that left little exposed, vulnerable tissue. Equally impressive was its tail, ending in a large, bony club. This tail club was unique among dinosaurs. Formed by the fusion of several vertebrae and reinforced with extra bone, it was designed to deliver powerful blows. Researchers estimate that a swing of the tail could generate enough force to break bones and stun an attacker. The club's curved shape allowed it to spread the impact over a broad area, reducing the risk of damage to the dinosaur itself, while maximizing harm to any predator daring enough to come close. The skull of Ankylosaurus was broad and low, supporting a set of small, blunt teeth ideal for processing fibrous plant material rather than tearing flesh. Its jaw muscles were robust, built for grinding rather than snapping. This design confirms its herbivorous diet and the need for protection over predatory prowess. Measurements taken from fossilized bones indicate that Ankylosaurus had thick, column-like legs. These legs were not built for sprinting. Rather, they provided a stable base to support its immense weight. The low center of gravity, combined with the heavy armor, meant that even if a predator attempted to flip the dinosaur, it would be a difficult and energy-draining task. When comparing its build to that of the T-Rex, the differences are clear. The T-Rex was built for offense, with long, powerful jaws and a body designed for speed and agility. In contrast, Ankylosaurus relied on its formidable bulk and heavy, impenetrable armor to deter any attack. Every feature, from its massive osteoderms to its sturdy tail club, spoke of a creature that evolved not to outrun its enemies, but to outlast them by simply being too well protected. Ankylosaurus is celebrated as one of nature's most impressive examples of defensive adaptation. Its body was transformed into a fortress by the evolution of thick, overlapping bony plates known as osteoderms. These plates covered nearly every inch of its body, forming a protective shell that was both strong and shock-absorbent. Fossil studies reveal that the osteoderms were not simple flat pieces of bone. They were structured with internal reinforcements that distributed force over a wide area, similar to modern engineered materials. The arrangement of these plates was carefully designed. They were set in rows along the back and sides, overlapping much like tiles on a roof. This overlapping pattern ensured that any blow would hit multiple layers of armor, making it extremely difficult for a predator's bite to penetrate deeply. Only small gaps remained at the joints to allow for movement, and even these were minimized by additional protective structures. The tail club is another hallmark of Ankylosaurus's defense. At the end of its heavy, low-slung tail, several vertebrae were fused to form a solid, blunt instrument. This club was not merely decorative. It was a formidable weapon. When swung with force, the tail club could deliver a blow strong enough to fracture bone. Paleontologists believe that this tail club was a last resort weapon, used when a predator managed to get too close. Its design, a thick core with a curved, heavy outer shell, allowed it to spread the impact over a wide area, reducing the chance of self-injury while maximizing damage to an attacker. Modern imaging techniques have allowed scientists to study the biomechanics of Ankylosaurus's armor. CT scans and 3D reconstructions reveal that the internal structure of the osteoderms included networks of tiny, reinforcing fibers. These fibers worked much like the rebar in concrete, adding extra strength and flexibility to the plates. Such a system meant that the armor was not only hard, but also capable of absorbing shocks from impacts. The defensive system of Ankylosaurus was more than just a passive shield. It was an active deterrent. Predators who had learned through trial and error that biting into a wall of heavy armor often resulted in a painful counterattack would be more likely to avoid this creature altogether. The combination of thick plates and a powerful tail club made the Ankylosaurus a nearly invulnerable target in its environment. In summary, every aspect of Ankylosaurus's design was dedicated to protection. Its armor, both on its back and on its tail, was a sophisticated natural solution to the challenges of living among giant predators. By converting its body into a fortress, Ankylosaurus ensured its survival in a world where brute strength often ruled. This remarkable defense mechanism remains one of the most striking examples of evolutionary innovation in the history of life. In the harsh landscapes of the late Cretaceous, the Tyrannosaurus rex was known as the ultimate predator. With its enormous jaws and crushing bite, the T-Rex was built to hunt and kill. Yet, despite its fearsome reputation, T-Rex fossils rarely show signs of successful attacks on Ankylosaurus. This observation has led scientists to consider the possibility that the heavy armor and tail club of Ankylosaurus created a nearly impenetrable defense. When a T-Rex charged, it relied on its speed, powerful bite, and sharp teeth to bring down its prey. However, when it came face-to-face with an Ankylosaurus, the encounter would have been very different. The thick rows of osteoderms covering Ankylosaurus's body acted as a natural shield. Even if the T-Rex managed to latch onto its opponent, the bite would likely meet a barrier of bone rather than soft flesh. This reduced the T-Rex's ability to deliver a lethal wound. Moreover, the tail club of Ankylosaurus provided a potent counterattack. If a T-Rex pressed in for a bite, a sudden swing of the heavy tail could knock the predator off balance or even injure it severely. Such a counterattack would serve as a strong deterrent, forcing the T-Rex to reconsider its strategy when facing such a well-protected opponent. Paleontologists have noted that many T-Rex feeding marks are found on other dinosaur bones but are rare on those of Ankylosaurus. This pattern suggests that T-Rex might have learned to avoid attacking animals with heavy armor. In essence, the design of the Ankylosaurus created a natural no-go zone for even the most aggressive predators. The dynamics of this interaction highlight an evolutionary arms race. While T-Rex evolved incredible offensive tools, Ankylosaurus countered with equally impressive defensive adaptations. The success of Ankylosaurus's armor and tail club meant that even if the T-Rex could overpower other dinosaurs, it often found Ankylosaurus to be too risky an opponent. This balance of power suggests that nature rewarded different survival strategies, brute force for one, and nearly impenetrable defense for the other. Some scientists theorize that encounters between these two giants ended with the T-Rex giving up rather than suffering injury. In this way, the existence of Ankylosaurus might have indirectly shaped the behavior of T-Rex, encouraging it to target easier prey. The contrast between these two dinosaurs stresses the diversity of evolutionary solutions in a dangerous world. Ankylosaurus played a unique role in its ecosystem. As a herbivore, it fed on low-growing plants, ferns, and shrubs found in floodplains and forest edges. Its broad, low-set body was perfectly adapted for grazing close to the ground, and its strong jaw muscles helped it grind tough plant material. Unlike fast-moving predators, Ankylosaurus moved slowly and steadily, relying on its protective armor to deter attackers. Living in a dangerous environment filled with giant carnivores like T-Rex, Ankylosaurus had to adopt a lifestyle focused on defense. Fossilized trackways and sediment studies suggest that these dinosaurs roamed vast territories on their own. However, some evidence indicates that younger Ankylosaurus might have stayed in groups for added safety. The adult animals, with their heavy armor and powerful tail clubs, often led solitary lives, carefully navigating their surroundings in search of food. Their grazing habits played a vital role in shaping the landscape. By feeding on low vegetation, Ankylosaurus helped control plant growth, creating open clearings in dense forests. These clearings not only benefited the dinosaurs by providing better sight lines to spot predators, but also encouraged the growth of various plant species. In this way, Ankylosaurus was not merely a passive resident of its habitat, it actively influenced the ecosystem. The defensive nature of the Ankylosaurus also dictated its behavior. Unlike predators that actively chased down prey, Ankylosaurus spent most of their time foraging and moving slowly through their environment. Its heavy build and low center of gravity meant that it was not built for rapid escapes. Instead, it relied on its natural armor to protect it if danger approached. When a predator came too near, the dinosaur could pivot and use its tail club to deliver a sudden, powerful strike. This defensive strategy allowed Ankylosaurus to coexist with dangerous carnivores. While it was not built for speed or quick bursts of energy, its method of survival was based on a solid and unyielding presence. The careful balance of slow, deliberate movement and robust defensive tools enabled it to thrive in a harsh world where every creature faced constant threats. In many respects, Ankylosaurus was a keystone species in its ecosystem. Its grazing not only affected plant life, but also influenced the behavior and distribution of other herbivores. The presence of such a well-armored creature likely forced predators to adapt their hunting strategies, contributing to the complex web of interactions that defined the late Cretaceous environment. Ankylosaurus is more than just an armored dinosaur. It is a vivid example of evolution's creative solutions. In a world dominated by fast, ferocious predators, Ankylosaurus chose a different path. Its evolution focused on building a natural fortress rather than developing speed or predatory weapons. This strategy underscores the idea that survival can come from defense as much as from offense. The evolution of Ankylosaurus reveals an arms race between predators and prey. As carnivores like T-Rex honed their hunting skills, some herbivores evolved powerful defenses to deter attacks. Ankylosaurus developed thick, overlapping plates and a formidable tail club that worked together as a system of protection. Its design was a clear response to the pressure exerted by dangerous predators, and it demonstrates how natural selection can lead to unexpected and robust adaptations. Fossils of Ankylosaurus show that its armor was not a random occurrence. The bony plates were carefully arranged and structurally reinforced to absorb and dissipate force. In addition, its tail club was not merely an appendage. It was a specialized weapon that evolved over millions of years to become a deterrent against even the strongest carnivores. Such adaptations speak to the diverse pathways evolution can take when faced with environmental challenges. The legacy of Ankylosaurus extends beyond its physical remains. Its existence challenges the traditional view that only speed and aggression guarantee survival. Instead, this dinosaur shows that a well-designed defensive system can be equally effective. This insight has influenced modern evolutionary biology, prompting scientists to reconsider the range of strategies that animals can adopt in the face of predation. Moreover, the story of Ankylosaurus has a lasting impact on how we view dinosaur ecosystems. Its fossils provide evidence that ancient environments were complex and that different species occupied unique ecological niches. The survival of the Ankylosaurus, despite the presence of massive predators, reminds us that nature is full of surprises. It is a prime example of how evolution can produce creatures that are remarkably specialized for their way of life. In modern times, Ankylosaurus has become one of the most celebrated symbols of dinosaur defense. Its portrayal in films, books, and museum exhibits emphasizes its role as a nearly invincible herbivore. The image of a dinosaur covered in thick armor with a tail club that could shatter bone captures the imagination of people young and old, and it serves as a powerful counterpoint to the fierce predatory reputation of the T-Rex. Artists and filmmakers often depict Ankylosaurus as a gentle giant that roams ancient floodplains, ever vigilant and ready to defend itself against any threat. Its design stands in stark contrast to the sleek, ferocious hunters of its time. Instead of relying on speed or stealth, this dinosaur relied on raw defensive power, making it an enduring icon of survival. Museums display detailed reconstructions and fossil casts that highlight its armored body, drawing visitors into a world where nature's ingenuity shines. Scientific research continues to discover new insights about Ankylosaurus. Advances in imaging techniques and biomechanical studies have allowed researchers to explore the internal structure of its osteoderms and tail club in unprecedented detail. These studies confirm that its armor was not only strong, but also intelligently designed to absorb and disperse force. Comparisons to modern protective materials often draw parallels between Ankylosaurus's natural defenses and human-engineered solutions, underscoring the timeless brilliance of natural design. The cultural impact of Ankylosaurus extends far beyond the world of paleontology. In popular culture, it is frequently referenced as the ultimate symbol of defense and resilience. Its story resonates with anyone who values the strength that comes from protection rather than aggression. This narrative has led to its appearance in video games, literature, and even as a mascot for environmental campaigns emphasizing the importance of preserving our natural heritage. Public interest in Ankylosaurus continues to grow, fueled by discoveries and imaginative reinterpretations of its life. It challenges the conventional wisdom that only the fastest and most lethal survive, reminding us that sometimes the best defense is simply to be too well protected. Its image, both in scientific publications and on screens around the world, continues to inspire awe and curiosity about the incredible diversity of life on our planet. Ankylosaurus stands as nature's ultimate fortress, a heavy, armored guardian that may have made even T-Rex think twice. Its discovery and unique design have reshaped our view of dinosaur defense, proving that survival can come from protection. What do you think about this incredible dinosaur and its battle-ready tail club? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into the ancient world, then make sure to let us know down below, and don't miss our next one, shown on screen.